Hey, everyone. Blockchain Bernie here, episode 324, I guess. This is my AMA, Ask Me Anything, and it's another AMA, right? We've already had I don't know, probably 5 or so. And this one is very special because it's just 2 days before our token launch, right? And before the launch of the storage-enabled liquid staking product that we've been developing the past few months. So everything's exciting. And I tell you guys, it's been a crazy amount of work for the team. The last few weeks, especially, getting everything on point just for that, point in time, Tuesday, October 29th, 1600 UTC. That's when trading starts. That's when the liquid staking product will be available. And then we have that milestone 24 hours earlier, with opening of that Xan staking contract. And I tell you, there's so many things to do, technically, and legally, and getting all the agreements right with all the parties that are involved and the exchanges and the market makers and everything. So it's been a long weekend here for the team. I've been sitting with much of the team all yesterday for 16 hours or so, and again this morning just right before this live stream here. All right, so I'm seeing a few guys here. LFG, hey LFG, that was Dunya, Anes, and then Wonders of the World. Happy to see you all the time from Lagos, Algarve. And we have Nicolo here. Good to see you back. Thanks for that compliment, Nicolo. Peter, hello all. Video okay, sound okay, nice. Michael, thanks, Michael. And Dochi, Kesla, yeah, I have heard a lot from Kesla also on Discord. 5 a.m. in Sydney. Oh, wow, I didn't know you're in Australia. Do you live there or just visiting? And oh, by the way, my chat window here says me sign in to chat, so probably I can just only read your chat messages but not respond. And Alan, yeah, everyone's here now. All right, so let's start with all your questions. And Verena has asked you to pre-post your questions on Discord already, so let me share that here. So that's actually what we have here on Discord. It all started here when Verena posted that. Substance 242 was the first one, trying Walrus storage on Sui blockchain. It works. They have hackathon developers demos. So he's talking about other storage solutions. They do the store and read the whole blob, no peek and poke. So many storage solutions have that. They call that object storage, right? And object storage is also kind of a little bit misleading. I was working with a database system called Object Store decades back when I was working for IBM. And that was like an object-oriented database system. So they could do that peek and poke and, update objects and update, individual fields in these objects. Today, the word object store is being used for something different, pioneered by Amazon S3, or I'm not sure if they pioneered it, but at least they are kind of dominant in the market. And they can only store a whole blob, which can be large, but if you want to change one byte in the middle, you just have to create a new one, right? So that's not what we want inside smart contracts. So that was a great observation here of Substance. And then TBSP in episode 323, incentives, rewards for community members using MEXI. Yeah, and then there's something here, some geographies can't participate. So that's outside of our control, right? What can I do? Those are MEXI's policies. I've heard from some guys that you can create an account on MEXI and trade without KYC, but I haven't tried it. I don't know if you do that, whether it's legal or not. So it's not legal advice, not financial advice here. Just saying, I've heard from some people that they got in without KYC. All right, so let's see what we have here. And we have Alan Gregerson. Oh, he's responding to that. Notice that too. And from others, research experiments, the KYC requirements stop us from using it through alternate means. Yeah, as I said, it might not. I'm not sure. So yes, the rewards for making Xand your first purchase on Mexi needs to be addressed. I would think if those of us using Jupiter could approve our first transactions, it's just like, Mexi is giving us incentives to do that, and we are handing those over to you, right? And yeah, that's how it is. So let's see what's on the other side. Mansoor is here. Hey, Bernie, hope you're well. And I did not get any of the airdrops. Well, the airdrops are starting on Tuesday, right? So just come back to airdrop.xandeum.network. Bernie, what's your expectations for Xand market cap on the first day? That's a great question. And of course, I was expecting you guys are asking that. I do have an expectation, and we do have an initial listing price. And I've talked to a few guys that, know the field, and I've talked to my market maker, talked to my legal counsel. So there's no way I can reveal that here. And anyway, it's not that of a big deal because it's just the initial price, right? It might change the first second, and it will change the first second. So yeah, we'll have an initial price. And again, I'll repeat here what's important to the project. So if you believe in the long-term prospects of this project, the shape of our chart, of the price chart of the Xand token, is as much our product as are all the other products that we're making, right? So it is quite important for all of us in the long term to have a nice picture there. So, and you guys can all help, the airdrop recipients, the Xanc upgrade recipients. So if you don't sell like crazy the first 2 weeks or something like that, that'll help, right? Because usually after 2 to 3 weeks, everything normalizes again. Everyone that wants to sell early on because they don't really know what the project is, they don't know what the long-term prospects are, and they just sell early on. And that's why these charts usually go down in the very beginning, and we've seen that with so many other projects. We've even seen it with Jido. If you go back for a year there, look at the Jido chart. JTO is the token. So you can see that there, and yeah, we have so much news flow coming up the next 12 months, 15 months, 18 months or so. That'll hopefully help to get that price movement. And if you guys can help, remember that, right? You don't have to sell early because likely that's the low prices anyway, right? And I know a lot of guys that say, okay, if it drops into some level, I'm just going to buy. And we have a market maker also that's going to do that. All right. So that was my answer to this question here. Market cap on the first day. Phil Healy. Hi, everyone. Felix here from fabulous Los UK. UK. Okay, wherever that is. But I trust it's a wonderful place. Kesla, if a project has been built on Ethereum or Polygon, how does the team switch to Solana chain to utilize the Xandeum storage moving forward? That's a great question, Kesla, and we might offer some migration path for that. But right now, we're busy building that product. And frankly, if some dev team has already built something on some chain, it's going to be incredibly difficult to get them switch over, right? But, the good news is there are Web3 projects being built each and every day, right? Crypto startups are being founded, several each and every day, right? So it's mostly going to be for new projects. And then some of the other projects, if they, get into trouble and they say, we need a version 2, we need to build a version 2, and then look at Xandeum, right? But yeah, it is, I wouldn't, when we have a sales team, then once the product is there, I wouldn't waste the sales team's time on trying to convince people to switch over to Xandeum if they have some product that, that is their lifeblood, right? They are super busy, 200% busy with their stuff, right? It will be tough to switch them over to something else unless they by themselves feel like, hey, if we had some storage there, we could make a version 2 of a product that utilizes storage and then build it on Xandeum. But I'm not worried at all to get someone over. This is a crazy field and crazy industry that we're living in. It is so dynamic. It is not like any of the saturated industries, like maybe banking. I mean, banking, fintech, there's some innovation there also, right? Recently, cell phone in developed countries, it's like a crazy saturated market, right? There's not much growth there, right? So we're not like that, right? We're in a crazy market where startups come and go each and every day, multiple times all over the world, right? And we don't have to look at the ones that are already there and have already built something and to sway them over. It is mostly for new projects that, at least in the beginning, right, of Xandeum's life, right? And by the way, it's also going to be a better cultural match with these guys, right? They are a startup, we are a startup, and it's going to match way better. But great question, Kesla. Michaela Enea, hello. I accumulated points, yet on my leaderboard shows 0. Any thoughts? So you accumulated the points for the airdrop number 1, and then it reset to 0 for the airdrop number 2. So you can start collecting again for airdrop number 2. For airdrop number 1, you will see the number of points that you collected. As far as I know, already now, you won't be able to claim these Xan tokens, but you can go to airdrop.xandeum.network. And as far as I know, you will already, if you connect your wallet there, you will already see the number of Xan tokens that you have. So by the way, this is all calculated now based on the full number of 94 million and something points that have been collected. Some of them won't be able to collect their points because we suspect there was some cheating going on. So then we have kind of a dispute phase. So they come back and they can say, okay, I did not cheat and here's proof. And then if they convince us they have not cheated, they will be able to claim these. So just for everyone's understanding there. All right. Peter, Machala, whatever. Tesla, FYI, Solana, Ethereum, Polygon, all use different programming languages. That's a huge task. Yeah, absolutely. So that's why I'm saying, why worry about luring someone over, right? Phil Healy, hey, Bernie, do we get our Xanc and Xan from points at the same time on October 28th? Yes. Is there any chance these figures rewards might be wrongly calculated? And if so, is there an emergency contact? Yeah. I don't know if there's a chance they're wrongly calculated. It's just we did, of course, a lot of due diligence. Some of them won't be able to claim the tokens for the points that you had in the leaderboard because some of them looked a little bit like it's not legit. So if that happens, you can just open a ticket on our Discord and then dispute it with us. Yeah. All right. And then Michaela again, why is Xandeum launching on Mexi and not on established exchanges like Kraken, Coinbase? Mexi is an established exchange, right? Kraken, Coinbase, those are more for US things. And it just takes longer there, right? It just takes longer because they do all their due diligence and stuff like that. So if we apply for Coinbase right now, we might get listed there in March or something like that. Which we are likely going to do. Bybit is definitely on our list, and it was something we were contemplating to do at the launch date, but it just didn't work out on the timeline. So that might be something as a next step. And yeah. So, and then let's go back to the Discord question again. So, Michael for DAO and Zand holder. So that's a long list of questions here. So please forgive me, Michael. I'm going through that relatively quickly because I would just find it unfair to, if you post like 12 questions here, to spend like a minute or two on each question here. It would just be unfair towards the others. So DAO for Zand holders, could you explain the function of the Security Council in the DAO and who are the members of it? Is it possible to be a member of that council? So right now it's just 3 people that are inside Xandeum that are doing all the setup here. The function of the Security Council is just to make sure that, as it's set out in the DAO constitution, right? To make sure that nothing happens there that's illicit or that would put the DAO and technically or financially or anything in danger. The members will be expanded soon after the launch, but it's still going to be like the Xandeum circle and also kind of the Solana circle, right? Our advisors that are in there and people who've done it before. And there might or might not be a chance for community members to get on that council, especially if they have some background and know what they're talking about. But that hasn't been decided yet. Who will be able to make a proposal? Will there be a minimum governance power to create a proposal? Also, great question. Right now, we're mostly doing the Security Council proposals because we're still setting everything up. But it will be possible for the community to make a proposal, and we haven't made the final decision on where that threshold is. But it's going to be quite a high threshold because we don't want that much spam there. So we might, we will just figure out a way soon on how to get to that threshold, right? And we have that forum also, forum.xandeum.network, where we can discuss it out before we do it. All right, what would be the quorum for Xandeum proposals? Yeah, so here, by the way, you say it correctly, Michael. A quorum is the, where is that here? Quorum is the minimum number of votes required for a vote to be considered valid. That's the normal definition of the word quorum. Realms, the DAO, the software that we're using has a different definition of that, right? So in Realms, it's like the quorum is the number of votes required to pass a proposal, not to make it valid, right? So, yeah. Yeah, again, that all hasn't been decided. Those are great questions, but, we were busy on launching the whole thing, getting everything working, and I told you all the different things, and we thought, like, this doesn't all have to be decided on day one. We can do it, right after the launch and discuss it with you and do all that, right? Is it right that the locked XanC tokens are not countable for the government? Yeah, sadly, that is the case. We just used the RAM software back in the day to lock up these XanC tokens out of the DevNet. And they are in there, and there's just technically no way to get them out earlier, and they can't vote. And by the way, for all the team tokens out of the team allocation that you see in the tokenomics, right? 15% of the max supply is the team allocation. Those will start vesting after 1 year, right? During that 1 year, none of the team, including myself, can vote in the new DAO, right? It's just as it is. Okay, so on Jupiter, you get an active staking rewards. ASR, once you participate in the governance voting, how will the Xand token staking connected to the governance voting power in the DAO? Will there be extra rewards for transfers and in the DAO and do the voting? That's a great idea. So we might do something like that. But again, we are focusing on making the storage enabled liquid staking working. And then after that, frankly, we will be focused on getting the PNode thing out as soon as possible. So this is all like crazy amounts of DAO detail here. Not sure if we can do that. I know that Realms supports some way of, if you lock your tokens there, you get additional voting power. If you participate in voting, getting additional voting power. I'm not sure if Realms supports that. If Jupiter does that, maybe they're doing something other than Realms, or they develop their own plugin. It's all complicated, and it might be great, but you know, with this, at least with the small team we have right now, we need to focus, right? And of course, we all hope that the launch goes well and the foundation has a lot of tokens, right? And then hopefully after a few months and things have stabilized, then foundation might be able to sell some tokens and then increase the team, right? So that is the whole point of it, and that all depends on, you know, how the launch is going, how much will be selling pressure, how much will be buying pressure, and yeah. So in order for, you know, things go well in the future with Xandeum, we need that nice looking price chart, right? And we need the ability after some time for the foundation to sell some tokens so that we can grow the team and get some more, you know, world-class team members on the team. So that'd be awesome. All right. So staking, what kind of liquid staking pool fees will be there, and where are they going? So yeah, the whole liquid staking product, there is a pool fee of, if I'm not mistaken, 5%. And that's like, you know, somewhere in the middle of all the liquid staking pools that are out there. There are some like super cheap ones that, you know, just want to get staked that way. But we give the Xand rewards on top of that, right? So in the Xand rewards, by the way, early days of the liquid staking, they are just crazy, right? So we have usually 50,000 Xand tokens per epoch, right, that go towards liquid staking rewards. So with the 10x boost, that's 500,000 per epoch. So 500,000 roughly about every 2 days. That's about 250,000 per day. And that's going to be shared by 30,000 in the beginning, right? So 250,000 divided by 30,000, right? So that would be 10, right? On like almost 10, right? 8 or 9. Xand for every day, per day, yeah, for just 1 sol staked, right? So if you have 100 sol, you would get like a few thousand Xand per day. So now think about what APY that is, right? So if you want to do anything that has great rewards, stake some sol in the liquid staking pool in the early days, right? And just starting on Monday, and yeah. So, and yeah, the question was, what fees are there? We're gonna have a 5%, if I'm not mistaken. You know, from the top of my mind, I remember it was 5%, but you'll be able to find it somewhere on Solana Compass or something, or we'll just post it again on Discord and on the website again. And these 5%, these are paid in sol. They go, believe it or not, in the DAO. They don't go to me or to XandeumLabs or not even to the foundation. They go straight in the DAO. And if that is not a reason to get your hands on that Xand token, then I don't know. And the same will be true for all the storage rewards once the storage layer is there, right? They all go into the DAO treasury, right? All right, and then let's see what we have here. On which platforms, websites will be the new LST pools and Sol shown, for example, Solana Compass. Absolutely, it will be shown on Solana Compass automatically. It will be shown just about everywhere. So give us a few days time. It was, we were trying to get that all in there before we launch, but it's kind of crazy, right? You talk to all these different teams and then they don't respond. And it all takes some time. But yeah, we're going to be on Sanctum, we're going to be on Solana Compass, we're going to be on Squads, we're going to be on Realms, so that DAOs, any DAO, can then liquid stake their SOL that they have in their treasuries to XanSol. We're going to have liquidity for XanSol, and that's, by the way, a piece of great news. So we talked to our market maker, STS Digital, and they agreed to provide liquidity for the pair XanSol Sol as well. So we are going to have a lot of liquidity, XanSol Sol. That might take a few days, but it's no problem if it's not there in the first few days, because you can always come back to our app and redeem your XanSol for Sol, then a higher amount of Sol, because it includes the staking rewards plus your Xand rewards. And yeah, so that's all great news, I feel. So how's the criteria concept for upcoming airdrops 2 to 5 for Xandeum ecosystem? How will be and who defined the criteria? Boom, boom, boom. The criteria are not defined yet, right? So we want to do 2 to 5 completely DAO driven, and we haven't even drafted a proposal for that yet. There will be a proposal from Xandeum Foundation. Maybe others make counter proposals as well, and we'll discuss it with the DAO. We have the forum now, so I want that forum to be super active to discuss all these things. And yeah, we'll talk to you. And the points for airdrop 2 is just one component, right? As I understand, there have been lots of requests from the community to have other components there in the airdrop 2 and reward you guys for other stuff as well. And we haven't made any decision on that yet. And we feel like we're not the ones to decide that alone, right? We want to discuss it with the community and then have a proper DAO vote and see what's coming out there. So others, would be great to hear some arguments why new investors should buy the Xan token, even there is no storage solution realized yet. The word should is a big word, right? It's everyone's decision whether they want to do it or not, right? I'm not telling anyone you should buy Xan tokens. I would be happy if you do, because it enables us to build the future. And usually the ones that are pre-revenue are the best ones to buy, because they have that news stream coming up with, now this is being built and now the PNodes are there and everything. So that's usually a great way to realize your 10x, 100x, 1000x over time. And I've done that a few times with stocks, and I've done it also with crypto, right? So yeah. Is there a reason why the social media channel has no actual information about all the latest Xandeum posts on X? The last one is from January. What do you mean by social media channel? Last one from January. Yeah, don't know what you mean by that. You mean on the website? Maybe. Yeah, we'll look into it. Can you tell us more about the marketing strategies or next steps with the marketing agency or influencers? Yeah, we just signed up with Genzio as a marketing agency. We signed up with Market Across. We will likely sign up with Solana Floor soon. So there's a lot of stuff there. Nothing of that is a secret, but we're doing weekly meetings with all these, and Felix is doing meetings. I do meetings with Felix, and it's just taking a long time, and it's all changing week after week because we learn, and then we do this, and then we do that. So nothing static in that field. So if I would keep you updated on that, it would be crazy, right? So we'll just work with these, and they come up with new proposals each and every week. And it's a big feedback loop, right? We try things out and we see how it's being responded to by the community and how many new followers we get, how many people engage with it, how many new visitors we get on our website, and then we make changes and adaptations, and then we'll do it again, right? So that's called agile methodology. So it's not a secret, but you know, I could sit here 24/7 on YouTube if I wanted to give you each and every of these updates there. When the new task is showing up in the points program for the first Zan transaction on Mexi or Jupiter, at the what would be, oh wait, what was that question? When the new task is showing up in the points program for the first Zan transaction on Mexi or Jupiter, yeah, we'll build that task in there for you to create a Mexi account and do the first trade Zan related, right? And if you do that, there will be a task there. We don't know yet how you should prove that. Just, you know, upload a PDF with your Mexi statement or stuff like that. And it's likely going to be like around 5,000 points or so. And yeah, we would be happy if a lot of people do that, because Mexi is incentivizing on that, right? And we want to have great kudos with Mexi. So if we can get a few hundred new accounts created with them, that where their first trade is Zan related, and it's at least $100, right? So like $5 trades don't count, so at least $100. And if we get a lot of new accounts on Mexi, that would be just awesome, because it helps us, right? And it helps the whole community, right? Mexi will put more into advertising than our token, right? Because they feel it's a great token. This token helps Mexi, so they will help us again, right? And will push us into their newsletters and stuff like that. So it'll be great if we can get a bunch of new Mexi accounts. Which platforms will show Xandeum to get new investors? For example, DeFi Llama, CoinGecko. Yeah, CoinGecko, CoinMarketCap will be there. DexTools, DexScreener, Gecko Terminal. There's also Birdeye. So we will be on all these platforms. It'll take a few days, right? It's just like we can't do everything on day one. Then, do you think that Xandeum will be audited by CertIC one day? Yeah, we might get audited by all the major companies, and if CertIC is one of the ones that should do it and submit a competitive offer, then we'll definitely do it with them. How long will it take until your submitted patent is approved or authorized? So the way it works with patents, with US patents, is you submit a provisional application, and then you have 12 months time to submit the full application. And so we will submit that, you know, before the year has passed. And then it can take some years until the patent is approved. And but, you know, until then, we have kind of the full protection under patent pending. So there's actually no reason and no downside to submit that provisional proposal. Our patent lawyer is actually quite happy with it. It's always difficult to get patents for software and anything like that, so we shouldn't expect too high of a probability. But, you know, as our patent lawyers say, it's not a particularly bad situation with Xandeum. There's actually some real innovation in there, and let's see what's coming out of that. Yeah. Then next question. Do you think after the fantastic experiences at the Solana Breakpoint that the core of the Solana community knows about Xandeum, will accept and recognize Xandeum at the new future scalable storage layer solution so that mutual growth will occur? Yeah, absolutely. That's what we're all aiming for. We're intensifying our talks with both ANZA and Solana Foundation. Obviously, it has been a little bit, our time has been really focusing on the launch here, right? And you guys cannot imagine what amount of work that is to get it all focused on that one launch date. And it is different than the other launches that we had before, right? Because now it's about getting listed, and there are so many external dependencies in there. Yeah, that's what we've been focusing on. And then, yeah, connecting with the Solana community is one of the main focus here. And that's one of the reasons we have Genzio as the marketing community in there. That's especially going to grow us on X within the Solana community. Solana Floor is another one that specifically does Twitter within the Solana community. And then obviously we'll do these direct talks that we've been having with the Solana community. And there is still a way to go there, right? We're not yet as accepted as a major player in the Solana field as Jito is. So I would say Jito probably has is like 2 years ahead of us with regards to what stage they're in. But we are catching up, and hopefully we're catching up faster than the 2 years. And yeah, getting more and more into the Solana ecosystem. And yeah, as you said, Michael, Solana Breakpoint was a big point of that. Yeah. All right. So now, let me just switch back to the live Q&A here rather than the Discord. We're already 40 minutes in. So let's read the live questions here. So Kesla again here. I just wondered how a project already launching on Ethereum, already building on Ethereum or Polygon, can actually store the data they are collecting. Is their functionality limited? Yeah, they don't have a storage layer there, and even Solana, nobody has one, right? And it will also be, if and when the storage layer is there and we're building it first on Solana, it'll benefit Solana and the Sol price also like crazy, right? Okay. So Michaela again, thank you for your answer, Bernie. Thanks. I saw on the roadmap in 2026, Zandstorm in Las Vegas. Can you explain what this is, please? Sounds exciting. Yeah, we will have our own conference, right? Our own conference, and it can be combined with a hackathon. It's going to be an event that's, drives a lot of people there, and we all meet, and we're going to have speakers, and we're going to have devs there that show what they're building on Xandeum, and it's going to be fun, right? All the details, we will know then. In 2026, we will know where we are, what projects we have building on there, what people we have that could be speakers. But that's the goal, right? Having a big event, a Zandstorm 2026 in Las Vegas with hopefully some participants, hopefully by 2026 in the thousands, right? And yeah, that'll be a great day, and really looking forward to that. And we're located here in Vegas, so we have one of the best venues in the world to do that. And yeah, that'd be cool. Then Nicolo, I think a really important aspect is to cover who owns Xandeum. I'm thinking of the idea of community ownership, which is a very positive aspect of Xandeum. Yeah, it's all, the DAO it has crazy utility, right? And there is a tab on our website about the token utility. So go to Xandeum.network, and under Learn, you have a tab that says Xan token utility, right? We are one of the most utility-rich tokens that I know about, right? Because, as I mentioned, the fees of the storage-enabled liquid staking pool, they go right into the DAO, right? And the DAO governs, what do we do with this? Do we give it to the foundation to help build the storage layer? That's what I hope in the beginning with the the DAO will do, right? And then once the storage layer is there, all the storage fees, the collected storage fees, they will all go into the DAO. And show me one other project where that is the case, right? So as far as I know, don't count on me for defamation or anything like that. As far as I understand it, right? With Jito, the liquid staking commissions go into the Jito DAO also, that's governed by the JTO token. But the MEV, and it's likely most people buy the JTO token for the MEV, but the MEV kind of commission, they have also like, I think it's 6%, 4%, I don't know, something around that. And that they keep for XandeumLabs, right? So for that centralized organization. So all the actual MEV commission that they make, it all goes to a centralized organization, right? Correct me if I'm wrong, right? I'm not making claims here. I just spent some time and hours to figure that out. And as far as I researched it, it goes to XandeumLabs. It does not go into the DAO, right? And that will be different for Xandeum. It powers all the storage layer and all the extra storage fees. The apps will pay the storage fees. Part of it will go to the Xandeum-enabled validators. They will get these Sol rewards, the Xandeum-enabled validators. Part of it, they pass onwards to the PNodes. They will get a lot of rewards in Sol. And then some part just stays there as the commission to the one running all this, and that in our case is the DAO. It's not like XandeumLabs or myself or anyone. It is really community driven, and that's why the Xan token is one of the most utility rich tokens that I know about, right? So if you disagree, let me know in the comments. I find this is crazy, and it is a real argument to hold the Xan token until all these things actually materialize. All right, Simon, hi, Kesla, 8.333. So I wasn't that wrong, right? Something about 8 or 9. Okay. It's always stressful in a live stream to do math in your head, right? And it's not so easy to get the calculator out here, and I don't want to spend time like that. And yeah, but I wasn't that wrong. Okay, hit the like button, everyone. Bernie is doing such an awesome job here. Yeah, absolutely. And even with this video, you can collect points for liking it. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already done so. And leave me some comments, right? Not only the live Q&A here, but also leave me some of the normal comments down there. All right, thanks, Kesla. Then Nicolo again. So I love to pronounce it like Nicolo. You know, I had Italian at high school, so please forgive me. Could Xandeum issue a referral link for Mexi? It's just Mexi.com. We don't have a referral link. They don't do it that way, right? They just track the number of new accounts 30 days before the launch and after the launch, right? And if anyone created a new account and their first trade is Xan related, so either buy or sell, and it's at least $100, then they will credit that to us, right? And the threshold, I can say that also is 300 new accounts. So if it's 300 new accounts, we will get some bonus from them. They will refund us part of the listing fees that we had. And we will get a lot of kudos there, and they will increase the marketing and all that kind of stuff. So if you can do that and help us there, that would be great. And we'll share it with you through some points. Okay, wonders of the world. So if I want to use Sol with Xandeum, I start using the Xandeum link, the earnings in the form of Xan, then go back into my Phantom wallet. So it seems like you're talking about the liquid staking, right? So yeah, once the liquid staking is open, you go to xandsol.xandeum.network. That's going to be the link, xandsol.xandeum.network. There you can stake your Sol. You get XanSol in return. And And yeah, it goes right into your Phantom wallet. And the Zand rewards, they are being paid out by rewards seasons. So the first reward season is 3 months. So it's starting from the day of the launch until 3 months later. So some point in late January, the first season ends. And then after the end of the first reward seasons, you can come back and claim your Zand rewards. All right. And you will see how much Zand rewards are accruing all the time on a counter on that website, zandsol.xandeum.network, and you will see the rewards counting up. Do you currently see engagement tracker going to continue until the final completion or even beyond of the Xandeum storage solution launch? I don't know. And frankly, that's going to be, we're transitioning to that DAO now, right? So we just made that decision to have the Points app open again, even though we don't really know what part of the airdrop 2 it'll be, right? So the airdrop 2 will not only be based on the points, but it might be based on some other stuff also. And we want the DAO to decide that, right? We don't want to be the ones dictating that. We can bring up some ideas, but forgive me if we haven't done this yet, because we just go into that after the launch, because yeah, it was crazy for us, right? To focus on anything to get the launch done. All right, on our Discord, the last post on the social media channel, on the Discord, okay, got it. Yeah, I'll hand that over to Verena. I think it was an automatic thing. Every time some tweet came, it was posted on Discord. Maybe that broke at some point in time. That's a great hint, Alan, thanks for that. We'll look into that. So Phil Healy, Bernie, how will Zand token holders be able to actively shape Xandeum's future beyond basic governance? Any plans for community-driven innovation or collaboration with XandeumLabs? Absolutely. So you can always, you will be able to make DAO proposals, right? You can vote in DAO proposals. Well, you just need some threshold, right? And it's going to be a relatively high threshold to make DAO proposals, right? We don't want a lot of spam in the DAO proposals there. But yeah, if you look in the tokenomics, you see that we have positions in there and budgets in there for community grants, right? So if there's anything you want to build and help Xandeum with and the future, just let us know. The easiest way is always create a ticket on Discord, right? The tickets are not only for something's not working, right? The tickets are also for suggestions, right? So you can open a ticket there and suggest something, right? And then we'll discuss it. If we feel that's something we want to go, we'll create a DAO proposal for that, have the DAO vote on it, and reward it with Zand tokens that the DAO owns, and they are earmarked for these things, right? So that'd be just great. I would just say in the beginning, we will be so busy now to get the PNode thing out, to implement our roadmap that's out there, right? So if you haven't seen the roadmap, go to xandeum.network, and under Start Here, there is a tab that says Roadmap. Look at that. And it's a living document, right? The roadmap is a living document. Let me see if I can show you that here, by the way. Yeah, here we go, right? So when you hover over it, you see some more details here, right? And you can click on it even to open some field here. And well, that's our plan. The Q3, Q4, we've already kind of had that through our internal review. We're gonna work on 2025, all these quarters here. So things might change here, and this is a living document, and we aim to update this, especially here, the progress things, like once a week. So we're doing a meeting once a week where we go over it and just update these percentages here, or if there's anything else that'll change, and things will change, right? We're in a crazy dynamic field here, right? It's not like we can plan this for 1.5 years and everything will go according to plan, right? It's a crazy dynamic environment that we're working in, so things might change here, but we're doing it all out in the public here, right? So any changes here will just get published on the new version of the roadmap, and that's one of the things that we've learned from earlier stages here, right? We just want to keep you guys updated here and not just have a roadmap out there that, you know, is already outdated a week after we've published it, right? So we'll keep everything up to date here. Excuse me. And yeah, we're happy to have that roadmap tool out here. And yeah, it's just, oh, I haven't chatted here, right? So here we go. Yeah. So that's the roadmap, and you see everything here. You can hover over it. You can click on it. You see the progress, and that's all under Xandeum.network in the roadmap tab. All right. So let's see what else we have here. So, Kesla Nicolo sounds so European and exotic compared to our Aussie accents. I'm not Italian, right? I just took Italian on high school, and you know, I grew up in Germany, as you all know, so it wasn't that far from Italy, and yeah, I like that kind of pronunciation. All right, Wonders of the World. Thank you, Bernie. Alan, will there be a specific website for taking the opportunity to lock up our tokens for 6 weeks? Yeah, that's going to be StakeXand, StakeXand, .xandeum.network, right? And we'll push it out on Discord and everywhere. Yeah, thanks for asking that. Nicolo again, amazing achievement to get a project this far. I'm impatient to see what comes next. Thanks so much, Nicolo. I'm talking to a lot of people about PNodes, so updates will be appreciated, absolutely. Wonders of the World, Xandeum is so wonderfully transparent. Thank you, that's great. Thanks to you, Bernie, thanks to the team. And Peter, are you comfortable doing this AMA alone? I would need at least one team member somewhere in the room with me. Yeah. So Verena's in the room with me here for emergencies. But yeah, you know, I'm mostly doing this alone, right? And I was thinking like, man, you know, some of the questions look so detailed. I might need a lawyer here or anything like that, but you know, I just navigated it as much as I can, and you know, I'm all for this type of authenticity that I'm hopefully conveying here, and it's great for me as well, right? If I can just stay in touch with you guys through this channel, and you know, it's all a live stream. We're not even editing anything or stuff like that. It helps me minimize the time, right? So the team can focus on building the solution and doing everything else they have to do, and we'll just do this here. Okay, so let me finish what we have in Discord here. Goldlock, good morning, Bernie. GM, right? Yeah, a few people have picked that up, right? That's the crypto speak, right? GM, it means good morning, right? Getting mega pumped for Xand launch. Will the size of the trade made on Mexi affect the potential rewards? It will not, but it has to be a minimum of $100, right? 100 USDT or something. Also, will Xand only trade on spot, or will it be on futures and options? It'll be on futures and options also. That's not through us, but it'll automatically happen. I think Mexi will do that, and the DEXs will do that also. The market makers like that also. I know STS Digital is quite huge on options, so their options will definitely be possible through them. It might be something even for us, for Xandeum Foundation or so, to sell what's called covered calls. So the ones among you that know a little bit about this world, they know what covered calls is, right? So we can sell a call option at, an out of the money call option, right? A call option for a price higher than it's listed right now. And then it expires maybe in a week or so, or in a month. And then if it reaches that high price, then boom, the tokens are gone, but we're getting that high price from them, right? And if it doesn't reach that high price, we're still getting some money from them because we sold them the option and they pay something for it, right? So that's a nice way of managing that in the future. All right, so what else? Yeah, LFG, guys. All right, then TSBP. Oh, I said TBSP, right? It's TSBP, actually. TSBP, very thoughtful. Thanks for taking the time. So he's responding to Michael. Okay, put that all together. Yeah, that was great, Michael. Lots of questions here that I was able to talk about. Then Goldlock. The OTC deals. So Goldlock asking about OTC deals. We need to get going with everything with the exchanges and with the market makers, and then I can tell you the details there. It would be weird if I talk now with the market maker about how OTC deals work and stuff like that. They support OTC deals. How exactly they do that, we'll figure that out after the launch. But you can open a ticket on Discord and say, hey, you want to do an OTC deal, either a buy or sell transaction. If it's a buy transaction, what usually happens with OTC deals is that you get them a little bit cheaper in return for locking them up for like 3 months or something like that. So that's how it usually works. So if there's someone out there like a VC or something that has a couple of $100,000 or $1 million or stuff like that, we can offer them an OTC deal and they get some XY% discount in return for locking them up for 3 months. That's what I heard, what is the usual deals there. But I think it's just going to be made case by case. So if anyone wants to do an over-the-counter deal, OTC deal, and why would you want to do an OTC deal? If it's a little bit larger, right? Like I would say $50,000 or something, and you do that on the exchange, you will have slippage, right? So the price will go down if you want to sell, or price will go up if you want to buy, and that's not so nice, right? So you better do it over the counter without having that slippage. Okay, just open a ticket if you're interested in that. Then Bernie, in one of the last videos, you also recommended Radium as a DEX, but then recommended Jupiter again. Could you please clarify this? Yeah, I had that video about Jupiter and the aggregator, remember? So Jupiter is just an aggregator, and the DEXs are below that, right? And Jupiter is just an aggregator, right? So yeah, it's all in my video, right? Jupiter is not a DEX. It might be a DEX for some stuff, for perps or so, but the normal DEX functionality, swapping one token to the other, Jupiter doesn't do that. Jupiter only finds you the best DEX that has the best price for the specific deal that you want to do, right? So Jupiter is great. You don't need to know on what DEX we're traded, right? Or if we're traded on 1 or 5 or 7, you just go to Jupiter and Jupiter finds it for you, right? It's called an aggregator. Okay. Then what else? Then when will I be able to see Xand on Jupiter or Radium? Well, as soon as it's listed, just in time for the end of the countdown. To be honest with you, I don't know. I hope it will. So that's what we're discussing with the market maker. The market maker is creating that liquidity pool on the DEXs, right? And then they told me as soon as there's more than $10,000 liquidity in any of the pools, it's automatically going to be shown by Jupiter. There's no way for us to test that out if it works really fast, or if Jupiter takes a day to show it. I hope it's going to be really fast. If it's not on Jupiter, in the very beginning, we will show you another link where you can do it directly with the DEX that we're trading on, which might be Radium, or might still be another one, because, whatever. Usually you don't need to know what DEX, because you go through Jupiter, right? And Jupiter figures it out for you. But again, it is my understanding that is there on the second we start trading. And I hope so. And we're working with STS to make that happen. And should it not be on Jupiter on that second, then we'll give you a different link so that you can do it directly with the DEX, which might be Radium or so. But that will just be very temporary, right? Usually, if you want to do anything not on centralized exchanges, you just want to do it on decentralized exchanges, you don't need to know which one it is. You just use Jupiter as the DEX, right? As the aggregator, right? It finds it for you. You just say you want to trade ZAND for SOL, or ZAND for USDC, or you want to trade ZAND for Mother, or ZAND for whatever, right? Jupiter figures out for you how to do that, and through how many hops it goes. And you put in the amount, right? Depending on the amount, it might be wise to do it on 2 DEXs, because then you don't have that much slippage and all these things. Jupiter figures all that out for you, right? But it's not a DEX, right? It's a DEX aggregator, right? So then we had that 500,000 SOL in staking in Q3 2025 is a really high number, equals 85 billion TVL. Now that was a mistake here in the math, right? So 500,000 SOL at $170 per SOL is 85 million, right? Not 85 billion. Okay. Yeah. Self-made skillionaire. I love that handle here. Will you come up with a ready-to-use software solution for the PNodes? Yeah, of course. We want to make it as easy as possible. It might not be as super easy in the very first releases, but we want your feedback there. And anything that makes the ease of use better, we will prioritize that, right? Because we need to onboard a lot of these PNodes. Or even a hardware offer. We don't want to be in the hardware business. I've had a business before that was in the hardware business, and trust me, guys, I'll never do it again in this life, right? So no hardware offer. We might recommend some hardware or something, but all kind of liability support or anything for hardware will be done with a hardware vendor where you buy the hardware. We will not be doing that, and also Ansel will not be doing that, but there might be a recommendation. If yes, will you have it ready for the DevNet, at least the software? Yeah, sure. So when the PNode DevNet started, we need that PNode DevNet software, right? And again, the day one version might be a bit limited, and it might be not as super user-friendly as we want it to be yet, but we start somewhere, right? And then we improve from there. And again, it's called agile methodology. So start with something and then make it a little bit better each and every release. And then the goal definitely is to have a fast-paced release schedule, like every week or so, every 2 weeks, having a new release. Okay, question for AMA, the Batman. I'm planning to use Jupiter for the first time by Zand at launch. I don't have access to Mexi. I've noticed that you can connect Solflare to the Jupiter site or access Jupiter from within the Solflare wallet. Are there advantages doing it one way versus the other? So first of all, I love you're using Solflare, as I mentioned before. I love Solflare, maybe even better these days than Phantom. Also, we might be working on a partnership with Solfair someday. It's in the very early stages of discussion, but it might. And whether it's better to go to Jupiter first, then connect your Solfair wallet, or do it from within the Solfair wallet, I don't know the answer, but hey, I would always go to Jupiter directly and then connect my wallet. If you do anything from within the wallet, they'll rip you off, right? Because that's for guys that don't know better, right? They have the guys that have the wallet, and then they say swap here. And if you don't know better, you haven't heard anything of how it all works, you do it there, and then they take high fees. I don't know if Solfair does that. I do know that Phantom does that. So never swap inside the Phantom wallet unless you're willing to give up 1% for each and every swap, right? You do it 100 times and they have all your money, right? So don't do that. And I wouldn't do it with Solfair either, right? Even though I don't know their fees. I don't know if they take additional fees, but if they don't do now, they might do next week. And never do that. Always go directly to Jupiter, then connect your wallet and do it there. All right. I have a separate video about that, by the way. All right. Then the last one, Felix. Hi, Bernie. Thanks for doing the AMA. Do we get our Xanc and Xan from points at the same time on October 28th? Yes, correct. You can do that on airdrop.xandeum.network and on upgrade.xandeum.network. You already know these, right? And it's all going to be linked on the main website, so we will show you what's going on there, right? Just come back to our website and you can't miss it. And stay connected to our Discord and to our X account and everything. Is there any chance these figures rewards might be wrongly calculated? And if so, you already said that. Just create a ticket if there's anything, right? So as I mentioned, there are a few that look like they're not really legit. So we're not just blindly giving all the rewards, and we're holding these back, right? And then you can create a ticket on our Discord and just explain to us on why you feel this is all legit. And you will see how many are claimable. I think even now, if you go to airdrop.xandeum.network, you should be able to see it right now. You just can't claim it yet because the window starts on Monday, which is tomorrow. Yeah. So thanks for all the questions, guys. Okay, I have a few more questions here in the live chat. Can you please explain the Xan staking contract, which shows 80% that started? Can you please explain the Xan staking contract, which shows 80% that started 1st October? What is this? i.e., is it related to how Xanc can stake their Xan tokens? I don't know where you have the 80% and the October 1st from. But hey, anyone on Discord can explain that to you. I've had another video on that, right? You can claim your Xan tokens, the new Xan tokens, both for the airdrop and for the upgrade. Claim them tomorrow, and then if you put them in the staking contract, you get a 25% APY if you lock them up for 6 weeks. There's a video from last week or so. It says stake your Xand. So watch that video for all the details. And it's going to be on stakexand.xandeum.network as well. So I think you can even go there today. I'm not sure, but it might not have all the correct wording there, but it's all going to be explained there also by tomorrow. Kesla, yes, I used to sell covered calls. Yeah, covered calls is a great strategy for, if you own a lot of either stocks or tokens that you believe in long term, right? And you have a lot of them, right? Then you can sell covered calls, right? And it might just go well for a long, long time, but at some point, they might get exercised by someone, and then your stocks are gone or your tokens or so, and then you have to buy them back, and maybe they'll never come down, right? So yeah, but otherwise, there is some risk involved, right? Sometimes it can go well for years, right? You sell them every week, and you take your premium, but then, you know, after 2 or 3 years, the price kind of explodes, right? And then boom, your tokens or stocks is gone for like what, a 10% premium or 20% premium, but then it goes like 5,000% up, right? And it never comes down again, and then you've lost out on that price movement, right? So that's the risk that you have with that. But otherwise, yeah, it's a great great way. And then Phil Healy, hey Bernie, is it possible to create limit orders on MEXC and Jupiter? I know it's possible on Jupiter, and I would say it must be possible on MEXC, right? Otherwise, they wouldn't be worth it. It's probably even the standard to have limit orders on MEXC. Nicolo, do you think arbitrators will put an end to arbitrage? Well, as long as our arbitrators are there, they will be doing arbitrage, and that's a good thing because they stabilize prices over different geographies, different exchanges, and stuff like that. And it'll always be there, and the ones that make the profit with this arbitrage is the arbitrators. But that's good because they help stabilize prices. And yeah. Kesla, if we use Jupiter as its purpose as an aggregator, that gives us best price, and it uses, for example, Meteora, Orca, Radium, do we get charged the fees by Meteora, Orca, Radium, as well as Jupiter? As far as I know, the Jupiter fees are kind of minimal, if at all, right? So I've never seen any significant amount being charged by Jupiter. And yeah, they charge you the fees of the dexes, obviously, but they find you the best dex, right? And if you want to sell for like $10,000 something, they say, okay, do $1,000 on Orca, but if you go above $1,000 on Orca, you will get slippage that is crazy, so you better do the other 9,000 on that exchange, right? You could never do that manually, and it optimizes all the fees. So I'm now giving a pitch for Jupiter, right? But Jupiter is really great, right? And that's the reason everyone does all their swaps on Jupiter, right? And we will likely provide our liquidity just on one DEX because we don't want to spread it over so many different DEXs. But it's all permissionless, right? So if you want to create a liquidity pool on Meteora or on Orca or wherever, right? Or another one on Radium, you can put both Xand and USDC or both Xand and Sol into that pool and then take part in the trading fees, right? If people want to trade their stuff on these DEXs, they pay the fees, but the fees go to you, or at least half of it. You know, most of them do a 50-50 share model, right? So 50% of the trading fees go to, let's say, Radium, and the other 50% go straight into your wallet. So it's a great thing to provide liquidity. And of course, we would super appreciate if people provide more liquidity. And as soon as we're trading on our pool, on Radium, I will show you that in a separate video, how it all looks like, how much liquidity is in there, how much liquidity has our market maker put in there, and then show you how you can provide liquidity as well. And yeah, you'll get the trading fees for that, and it helps the project to have more liquidity and stabilize the prices more and get less slippage for everyone. So that would be just awesome. The Xandeum to Xand window upgrade just opened and wants wallet to connect. Is this still open or being reopened to upgrade Xandeum to Xand now? Trying to figure out what you mean here. So there was an upgrade window, Xandeum to Xand, where you could deposit your old Xandeum. That window has closed, and there will be another window at some point. There might be not much reason to open the next upgrade window before some of the DevNet locked Xandeum unlock, right? So I think that's like 5 months from now. So if there's an urgent reason to have another window earlier than 5 months, we can talk about that. But likely 5, 6 months from now is definitely a point in time where there will be another upgrade window. Phil Healy, how many PNodes can we buy, and any idea on the cost of a PNode? Can we run multiple PNodes on one machine? What is the spec of the computer needed to run a PNode? All great questions. On all of them, I don't have an answer yet, right? If I knew it, I would have already published it. There's no reason to keep it for myself, right? So we'll be working on that as soon as the launch is there, and then give you all the details on that. John Millionaire, what is the market cap of the Xan token? We will see that when trading starts on October 29th, 9 a.m. And you will see it on CoinGecko, CoinMarketCap, and all of that. And then Kesla, it's on the roadmap you showed before. Michael, it's for the roadmap, 80%. Ah, okay. Kesla was asking, can you please explain the Xan staking contract? Oh, it's 80%. The software for that, it's in the lane, in the 4 columns are called swim lanes there, right? It's in the leftmost swim lane, the tech product, right? So the product for implementing the staking, it was at 80% last week, right? And I told you we're updating that each and every week. It's at 100% now, right? Because guess what? Tomorrow it starts, right? So the software is ready. And the date, October 1, don't take those dates, right? We do it on a quarterly basis, right? So what we mean there when we show the roadmap is the quarter, right? So let me show that again here. Yeah. If Merkle, or if, let's say, if Start PNode DevNet is listed in Q1 2025, all we want to say is it's in Q1. There is some, February to February 15 here. Just the tool requires us to put some dates here. Otherwise, it won't show in the correct quarter. But this is not something that has meaning, right? The meaning is only, it's going to be in Q1. We don't know when in Q1, right? Just when we made that, we had to put in some date, right? But don't put any meaning on this date here, right? And then where is the staking Yeah, this is, see that? This is in the swim lane tech development, right? So this is some piece of software that we're programming, and with the 80%, we're telling you we're 80% done developing this software, right? Already today. We already have some progress here on some of the things that are gonna be released later. We have a 60% progress on the Xan miner because we already started on the Xan miner before we did the liquid staking here, right? And this is going to be updated all the time. And don't look onto this dates here, right? Only look on the quarters. So maybe that's a good piece of input. Maybe we just always do it October 1st till December 31st or something to show it's just somewhere in the quarter, right? Here, yeah, it's not always done. So this progress means how far are we with developing this piece of software, right? This is the network growth, right? How far are we with growing the network? Dev relations, right? This is all the progress here, right? So and everything in Q3 is 100%, obviously, because Q3 is already done. It's over, and we've completed everything that was planned for Q3. And then for Q4, we have different progress here. Hope that becomes clear now. So let's see some more questions. Kesla, just confirming it's too late now to convert Xandeum to Xand. Yeah, there will be, for now it's too late, but there will be another window, right? And at least it would, in 5-6 months, there will be a lot of unlocks from the old Xandeum DAO. So there will, a few Xandeum tokens will become available to get unlocked, and you will be able to deposit them then. Oh, you still have a lot of tokens to upgrade. Okay. So if you have that, just let us know. Open a ticket. The tickets are private, right? So you don't have to do it in public. Just open a ticket on Discord and tell us how much it would be. And you know, if there's a lot of tokens out there that want to upgrade, we might do another upgrade window, you know, earlier than the 5-6 months in the future. But it's all work for us, right? We have to open it, and then we'd have to create this new Merkle distributor and all that kind of stuff. So it binds resources on our developers that we need for building the storage layer. So we would love to keep it to a minimum. Yeah, but just let us know. Open a ticket and with the amount, right? So if you know, if someone has like tens of millions of Xand now and wants to deposit them, we'll open another upgrade window just for that, right? Peter again, just a general note, everyone, be extremely careful, vigilant with your wallet sites you visit, direct messages during this time, scammers everywhere. That's a good note, Peter, and we're doing our best. We have that scam lookout, a Discord channel, and you know, sadly, we hear from people occasionally that went into some of these scams here, and even some of our team members did it, and you know, even some of the most experienced and skillful team members, it sometimes happens, right? Yeah. Thanks for explaining the dates and to ignore except to look for the quarterly ones. Yeah. So sorry about that. I saw that now. That was a good hint, Kesla. So we'll work on that and just make it everywhere from the start of the quarter to the end of the quarter, right? This is there's no way we can plan on, you know, exact dates like February 1 to February 15, and you know, that's like what, 4 or 5 months in the future. That is like eternities in crypto space, right? We can't do it with that precision, right? It might be for the current quarter. We might look into that and do some more exact planning in the current quarter then. Okay. Did open a ticket, but then it disappeared. Well, just open it again. I don't know. Tickets usually shouldn't disappear, but if they did for some reason, just open it again. Yeah, you would stake yours for 42 days. That would be tough now, right? We have, what now, 16 hours or so. So that'll be technically tough to get that done, because yeah, we need that new Merkle distributor, need to upload it. Then we have the multi-sig for the foundation, and it's a 5 out of 7 vote. They live on different continents, the 7 guys, and it's not doable in these few hours. Yeah. Okay. Haha, you are the German machine. But quarterly achievements are fantastic. Well done, Bernie and team. All right, thank you. What's the German machine, though? I'm not sure. I hope it's a compliment. I'll take it as a compliment. Okay, good. So yeah, I think we're through. It's about 90 minutes, 85 minutes through now. It was a lot of fun. Thanks for all the engagement here. And yeah, thanks, guys. Keep spreading the word. Tell everyone you know about this AM German precision. Okay, thanks. And tell everyone about this video on the AMA. Share the link to this AMA. And yeah, let's all see how the launch goes. We're all super excited and in suspense. It's the first time in my life I list anything, be it a stock or a token, on any exchange. So many things are new for me, and we'll see how it goes. So guys, for today, thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and catch you guys later.